watch out for that Auntie Cleo. I know she don't look it, but she's more dangerous than she seems. Even the whole of Spears' choice couldn't outmaneuver her.
Ain't so sure you want to work for this imbecile, friend. There's more menial jobs where that came from.
Do try to understand my perspective. You were so lethargic returning, I had you pre-marked as a casualty. Do you know how many forms I've had to fill out on your behalf?
Now hold on. I went into enemy territory crawling with dangerous creatures for you alone to get some dusty report. And you got the audacity to complain about paperwork? If this contract weren't staying my hand, I reckon you'd be answering to it right about now.
You mean grant preferential treatment to a subpar contractor? And I suppose the bits for such a procedure shall simply manifest from the ether?
And if I die or leave, how do you reckon failure to retain an enhanced soldier would look to upper management, huh?
Please pay this disgruntled employee no mind. What would she do without Auntie's hand to guide her if she were unemployed? I should think death a preferable alternative.
That's it. I'd rather be a down-and-outer for the rest of my life than crushed under your counterfeit leather boa boot a second longer. I quit!
Are you mad? Has everyone around me gone mad? This is unheard of, and I might add, you'll not be welcome with an Auntie's choice once more. We'll not take a contract shirker back into our fold.
So you say. But Auntie's choice ain't seen a trooper like me before. You'll regret counting me out. Till then, I hope you choke on your mock apple martinis. And you, I got a proposition for you.
She will most assuredly regret her decision. Most assuredly. Troopers abandoning their contracts. Blackguards like you running rampant. What is becoming of this island? I fear I may...
All done in there? Hope that little dust-up back there didn't put you off. My contract had me caged, and I was glad to get a few licks in during the jailbreak. Got a proposition. Since I'm newly free-ranged, and you're free-ranged yourself, thinking we ought to team up. You're going places. I want to go too. If you help me fix my graft, you'll retain the services of a fully functioning enhanced soldier. Me. And in time, maybe I'll have earned myself the clout to be welcomed back into Auntie's choice. Had a feeling you knew a good offer when you seen it. Once I'm in top form, you'll be pleasantly surprised. Doc Tinsley worked with Grafts for some time before she came to Fairfield. Damn fine scientist. Reckon we should visit her lab at the edge of...
This much of a crowd's not likely to keep a low profile. Someone ought to head back to mind the ship. I didn't mean me.
After you.
Protectorate's foes, I hoped you would return to me. Every night I would sneak out of Fairfield, despite the danger, desperate to find you. Hoping you would see fit to join your wife. Yet no one has heard from you since you went to the Sky Cup.
Hello again. Was there something? Oh, Inez! You look, well, like you could use it.
Something has, all right. I ended my contract effective immediately. Now I'm free to prove myself to everyone in Auntie's Choice. My way.
Well, that's wonderful news. Or is it? I admit I'm still trying to work through what contracts mean hereabouts. But you do appear to be pleased, so... Oh, yes. The Protectorate did not have contracts and...
Never mind that. I really need your help, Doc. With my graft, was hoping you had...
What timing? As it just so happens, I believe I do. No. I'm using my own funds and the equipment allotted to me for my Raptidons. Before I began my new illustrious career working with our tame, scaly friends here, I was a researcher. Oh, I was on the verge of breakthrough when they shut us down.
Where my own first aid training can't reach, Doc's got me covered. The graft knocked me on my ass for weeks when I first got...
Would if I could have done more. Right. I have a lead, Inez. I've identified 2 viable beasts on this island that you may be compatible with. Though it may not be easy to acquire the suitable specimens. The first candidate is the skeleton crabble. It has a rare... I happened upon an old report of theirs along with a code used to operate their machinery. If they're...
I heard rumors of the creature myself. Our skeleton sounds a good bit larger than the average crabble. Meaner and smarter, too. The name's metaphorical. This creature's real pale, bone-colored, but it's got muscles and inner...
The second candidate is a Raptidon matriarch. The only one of her kind on the island.
Deep in Protectorate territory. This matriarch sure ain't making it easy for us. She'll be more aggressive.
When you breach the matriarch's lair, you must rouse her from hibernation. I found that excellent. It'll be a rather unpleasant wake-up call for the matriarch, so she'll be upon you in moments. Yes, though I would recommend a careful... Now, when you acquire one or both of these parts, return here straight away, and we can begin surgery. Matriarch, Law guide you both out there. Oh, I love questions. Ask, well, I was a subject, but then, over the last year, I have climbed the... Ask any of the other Protectorate subjects who converted, and they'd echo my words. In any case...
Oh, Lucy. What am I gonna do if something terrible happens? I don't suppose you know anything about Crabble medicine, do you? Sure. Why wouldn't I be? They're lovely little creatures. They've got all manner of use, but mine are just, well, I'd say they're just pets, but they mean not too many folks qualified to help around here these days. Suppose I'll just have to hope Lucy recovers on her own. So stupid. What was I thinking, giving her Purpleberry Crunch? So, it seems as though the issue ultimately boils down to two work. Yeah, I brought a box from that. Little Lucy became fully frantic when she smelled it, so I figured it couldn't hurt. The box says they're packed with healthy preservatives, so it's gotta be good. But I guess I was wrong. Now she won't get up. And these Crabbles, they mean the world to us. We raised them from hatchlings, and I'll be broken if Lucy dies because of me. I promise, any help you can offer is more. Getting up! She looks fine. I can hardly believe my lamp, and I think she's taken a liking to you. Good luck shaking her off. Thanks again for saving baby Lucy. Now, be sure to give her lots of love. I don't rightly know what I'd do with myself if she'd have passed on.
Executive training exercise in the books. Another clear winner. For you. Guess who's got the gray matter in this outfit? Take today's activity. Demonstrate market dominance with a corporate logo competitors will see from orbit. The results speak for themselves.
That rubbish pile you cajoled everyone into building? The giant AC?
We work for Auntie's Choice.
Loyal
What's your
subject.
point?
Loyal
it's
subject.
awful
Hello. How are you, El? Are you doing today? I'm spectacular according to Regulation 1. I'm just, that sounds correct. What I need... No, wait. I don't need refreshment. I'm so refreshed. Yep, that's me. Fresh like a... No, wait. I don't need refreshment. I'm so refreshed. Yep, that's me. Fresh. Like a really refreshed.
This unit is currently unavailable for meaningless interaction.
Engaging hostile.
See those burrows? The skeleton's nearby. And if it's as nearby as I think, it don't bode well for those scientists. Well, you hate to be proven right. These folk have been dead a while. And that must be the machinery Doc mentioned. Over here, Commander. Hey, don't tell me we came all this way just to turn tail. Huh. Seems this terminal reroutes power speakers around the cave. They were using sound to lure the Crabbles out. Let's see here. Generator's back on. Power up that phonotron, would you? Should cause enough ruckus to make the skeleton come out and play. Making it easy for us. Watch yourself. Damn yourself. detective. Now we just need the specimen. Mind the pincers. They can be a little feisty even after death. Nice work. Mind bringing it over here so I can take a gander? Muscular reticulation's still intact. Cartilaginous integrity mostly sound. A good clean cut. And the pincer's still sharp. Yeah, this'll do just fine. Shame about all the scientists, though. Was hoping this wouldn't be too steep a price. Well, I sure ain't gonna fry up the claw and serve it with tarmac and cheese. This little hand... I'm hoping it'll be a salve, as Doc suspects it might be. But seeing it now, I'd reckon there are some other ways I might use it to my advantage. If you still got some hunting you, that Raptidon matriarch's on the loose. Her den's not far from the Vox Relay up north. Elsewise, we head back to Fair...
The relay is gone. Am I still beholden to this post? Is anyone around here to say otherwise? Oh, I need a commander. Area's off limits.
any closer. Oh, you're not Protector. Huh?
Entering a
What's that noise?
confrontational state.
Let this log serve as a record of the fact that Sentry's first-class Briggs and Jakes are both still loyal to the Protectorate and the Sovereign, despite their acts of desertion. The mental state of Brigadier Montelli has been rapidly degrading over the past few months.
Commencing combat-related
The relay
activity.
station is no longer safe. Even the simply being overly cautious by increasing base security beyond the standards that are required by regulations. Unnecessary, but commendable. This quickly devolved into lashing out, seemingly at random. Finally, he started purging the traitors from our ranks. Any infraction, real or imagined, is now seen as an act of treason and deemed grounds for immediate execution. We could no longer live under the abuse of the paradigm. This may make us traitors.
Personal audio log. Sergeant Bornsworth. We've been deployed to deal with a new living weapon fielded by Auntie's forces. The previous squad was unprepared for this threat and was consequently torn asunder. Command's intel could never be so lacking as to allow this to occur. So why? They were lulling Auntie into a false sense of security before launching counteroffensive teams. This will undoubtedly save far more lives than it costs. Command. Praise the matriarch. Sergeant Bornsworth, signing off.
Hear that? It's challenging us. Keep howling. We're coming for you. Yep. Matriarch's here, all right. Let's put our heads together. See these half-eaten remains? They're a sign. Matriarchs lose their appetite when they're on the verge of going into a state of torpor. She'll have retreated into hiding to conserve her energy. But I got one way to get her attention. You know how Doc mentioned pheromones? Well, it just so happened that I procured some Raptidon glandular extract. The matriarch with 3 full stomachs ain't coming out of hibernation unless she senses a threat to her authority. She hates rivals. Ain't one who leaves anything to waste. If I can't find a practical use for what I've salvaged, it'll find a use in research. Any other questions, or are you ready to meet this matriarch? I was inquiring more about your current man. All right. Phew. We should harvest a limb from the matriarch while the body's still warm. That's the limb. Bring it here, would ya? Law, look at this part. That's twice the muscle mass of a Raptidon hunter. Undamaged nerve endings? Even the coloration's to my liking. Can't ever discount the aesthetics. You're no slouch, you know that? If we had more soldiers with your talent, we would have taken Eden months ago. You earned it. Whenever you're ready, we should head back to Fairfield. Have a word with Doc Tinsley now that I have both the skeleton and matriarchs. In honesty, I don't know which one I should ask Doc to patch me up with. Can't go wrong with either, but one could. If you've got an opinion, I'm keen to hear it. The material we harvested from the skeleton crabble could allow me to fire off scalding shell shards. They'd pierce through armor easily, I imagine. And the part from the Raptidon matriarch should let me camouflage myself at will, like other Raps can. I'd be able to close the distance and heal you up without the enemy noticing. Exactly what I was thinking. I'm good to head to Doc. This drainage pipe must be coming right from the Vox relay. They're lucky the Raps ain't chewed their way through yet.
Auntie's Choice knows that a better you is just 3 pills and an ointment away.
Ever wonder if our assignment here will never end? Like our employment contracts will just keep renewing.
When I make it big in local management, I'm gonna come back here and fight
Back again? I hope the hunting has gone well. Certainly, if you've procured the right materials.
I'm gonna assume Crabble Butter's especially smooth. I've decided on the matriarch graft. This program started with Raptidons. If you don't mind, I'll go ahead and take this spare part off your hands for my own
Oh, the Raptidon matrix. Go on now. Get sorted while I get this machine up and running. Mind the Raptidon drool on the table. No need to be nervous. I promise.
If this is the end, Doc.
Enough distractions, please. I need the utmost focus for my work. This is beautiful work. My best yet. How does the limb feel, Inez? Any numbness? Pain?
Yeah, both. Body's not accustomed to the presence of another limb. Feels like I've got an extra, but it certainly beats feeling like I'm bleeding on the inside.
Well, I'll certainly be having words with that surgeon, leaving you in a state like that. Now.
Will do, Doc. And you, Commander, without your help... I can feel my senses sharpening. Teeth, too. Also, my appetite. I'd say this officially puts me back in full fighting form. If you ever thought I might slow you down, you can give those fears a kiss goodnight. Rather kind of you to say, but we both know you can keep pace with just about anything on this island. I got a good feeling about this partnership of ours. I plan on proving my worth to you and to Auntie, no matter what it takes. I expect we're going to have quite the adventure. I appreciate you hearing me.
Greetings. Something new to report? A proper... Return again when you have another 4 volumes, and I will trade them for more. May safety am... You've returned. I take it matters... Return again when... Stay true, outsider.
You're free to pass, stranger.
Warning. State your business. Initiate.
You're back. I finished up. Glad to.
Look who it is. What is it this time? Don't have my...
What have you done? The Serenium now spews from the hangar more thickly than ever. No! Touch nothing, do nothing. This is my fault. The blame lies squarely on my shoulders. I gambled on an outsider rather than trusting my own resources, and now the price is paid. With this failure, I have likely doomed this entire island to the tender mercies of our enemies. No more will our stalwart subjects reap the bounty of this land. No more would the pleasant whine of servos accompany our mechanical servants in their noble servitude. Instead, this island will be trampled by the boots of our enemies. Its resources stripped bare, leaving nothing of the beauty we've cultivated over long years. As our stewardship is cast aside like so much detritus, harmony will be lost, and chaos will reign. Praise will give way to slogans, duty to greed, honor to contractual obligation. Freaks and worse will despoil that which is left behind, while bureaucrats will use this once proud land as a springboard for their superficial and petty. And with the island's fall, I may have dealt a crippling blow to the Protectorate itself. Our foes will use this place as a stepping stone, eating their way deeper into Eden like ravenous maggots. And it will all be... Yes, I suppose. Away with you, stranger. While I'll not blame you for what's come to pass, the sight of you still...
Must be at least a few usable parts in here. Hello there. You wouldn't happen to have found any usable parts in all this debris? Westport's stockpiles of replacement parts are nearly depleted. I need to find some parts too. Fortunately, there's nothing here that's salvageable. Auntie's bombs sure take their toll, don't they? Let's just say to fill Westport's needs. If you follow the road heading north, you can't miss it. Used to be a sight to behold, but the war hasn't been kind to it. True enough. But I digress. Was there anything else? Need to get back to my hunt, you understand? Unless I missed my guess, this looks like it was transporting damaged and malfunctioning automechs from the center is... Say, you don't work for Auntie's, do you? This is beginning to feel more than a little like you're digging for intelligence. Fair enough. As I was saying, the Automech Repair Center is south of here. Regrettably, subjects of Westport no longer have access to the repair center, hence my need to scavenge. Yes and no. The bomb certainly took a fierce toll, but I suspect these which has made sorting out where to begin my efforts here rather difficult. There should be a nor the troopers who should have been escorting this. Were there These were stalwart defenders of the Protectorate we're talking about here. No. Some other unfortunate fate. Likewise, there must be at least a few usable parts in here. It's warped. Just like everything else. At least a few usable parts in here. It's warped. Just like everything else.
Unsanitary conditions detected.
I've counted at least 6 horrendous death screams since you arrived. You must be affected as well. Could it be? You seem an honest-to-goodness rational human being. Oh, well then, by the Loeffler Risk Intercession Act under Outbreak Provision 5A, I, Elman Ormsby,
Product Envisioner, Department of Proprietary Methodology and Audacious Advances, am your interim supervisor. Yes, tragedy has befallen a number, but back to the exciting news about this incredible new opportunity. You working for me, as an aide-de-camp of sorts, on a brief yet no doubt exhilarating assignment. Assuming success, your fee will be based on the length of your involuntary impressment, dangers from exposure to undisclosed hazards, etc. Should be. Don't focus so much on monetary compensation. You see, our lab is a far cry from the others. You're part of something bigger here. It all requires a certain devotion. In the end, it's really quite in the bed. You know what a spaceship is, yes? It's like that, but on the water. Take it you're not very well traveled or well read, or... one hardly needs be versed in nautical matters to assist here. Let's move. Well, it should all be rather straightforward, yes? I suspect we'd use a top-down indirect coronium synthesis method, don't you think? Oh dear. It's occurred to me this might benefit to some extent from medical training. Are you perhaps someone well-versed with pharmacological matters? Oh, really? That's very interesting. I believe that long since discredited, but, apologies. I do tend to assume everyone had tremendous. Well then, before we roll up our sleeves and determine what's needed, any questions? We'll need two things. Fresh samples of the red spores, and after that, an antidote should be possible in relatively short order, with your skilled assistance, of course. I need all the particulars and analysis from the expedition put onto a data card. The research team's spore samples may be taken from a red plant indigenous to an area of top. Once we have an antidote firmly in hand.
Pretty convenient that he only managed to save himself from the spores. Still, we ought to fix this before it spirals more out of control.
Entering a conference.
Goodwin here. Field report update. We are approaching the Raptidon den. These beasts have exhibited excessive irritability as of late. We endeavor to determine why. Surely the red spores aren't to blame.
Yeah.
The spores lack the catalytic agent of our food additives. Only way to be certain is to gather a stool sample. Simple enough. A routine task for the Audacious Advances field team. Right now, as we approach the rat's nest, certainly the spirited variety will offer... Oh, no! Oh, okay. We need to run now!
Commencing combat activities.
I've had my fill of wrangling spores. This should be enough for the antidote.
place, you know.
I'm like, outside our...
My afterlife
I need to assist with Agent's health needs.
My most favorite, least homicidal subordinate. How's all our field work progressing? Absolutely gorgeous. Look at you. And to think I just forcibly coerced the first gormlin. Now, first things first. Place the data cartridge in the drawer for me, right here, in the slot below my intercom. Haha. Allow me to give this a cursory eyeball and... I'll nose out the exact compound within our chemical reserves in 2 shakes of a rat's tail. Well, it's a textbook example of the medulla oblongata wagging the cerebellum. None of the previous methods were anywhere close to being this... Honestly, this whole process is 1 part scientific testing, 2 parts improvisation, and a dash of pure, undiluted Oh, this might work out yet. And just imagine the ad slogans. Air, now with extra fractiousness. Though, there. I have have determined the ideal counteragent. Here you are. Enable the device, and it will beget a working antidote moment. I cannot wait to put this entire sordid affair behind us. Though I saw you working the chemical synthesizer. I presume you were successful in creating an antidote? Oh, please. Reject cynicism. Reject negative. Choose positivity. Whimsy. Delight. Those are the waters I want to swim in, not mired in that sort of swamp. Well, sometimes sharing the benefits of research also means apportioning some degree of the danger, offsetting accountability to others. Why, it could have been me out there, you know. Had I been simply and thankfully, I benefited by having advanced knowledge of what might occur, and safely situated myself here. Well, I mean, did I play fast and loose to produce results quickly? Of course. We're Auntie's choice. That's how we operate. Did I turn the research is an ongoing cap. At the end of the day, the only rule Auntie has is don't get caught. But you won't tell, though, yes? We're still chums, though, you and I, having come through so much together. Wonderful, wonderful. All right. I am activating the air filtration system. That's marvelous. You'll find your remuneration in the chest behind me. My supervisor will hear of I, Omid Ormsby, under the power granted me by the... Be seeing you. Biological samples within the remains outside are no doubt deteriorating rapidly. I may have to recreate this experiment somewhere else.
Sit or sprint? Typical predicament for an anti-bottom runger like me. Wish I never snuck in here to begin with. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Nah, it was a great idea. So much stuff for the taking around here. Motherload of loot. Plenty to get me back in the sprag race. Just didn't account for all these crabbles. Real fly in the old ointment. I could just sit tight, live lean off all these supplies, hope the crabble skedaddle. Or maybe something more important. Seems like a good idea. Nah, it's a great idea.
Observe set progress, sustain the system, serve the sovereign.
Fine rightly appreciate.
Prudence dictates that we watch our neighbors.
Maybe amity, luxury, and splendor.
You are the raw material for perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilant, we must fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
The matriarch, working with and through the sovereign, devised the paradigm.
So much dust and debris.
Challenges do arise. We all know how invasive species
The matriarch and sovereign chose Eden, the perfect
ecosystem.
ecotope as our home.
Greetings, non-protectorate wretches. With regret, I must inform you that those outside our glorious society may not. However, I may offer you a limited selection of premium items for moderate initiating.
But now, more than ever, we must all do our part to maintain it.
Appeared right out of the aether, just as I imagine our proud sentinels do. Like, here I am, your innermost thoughts are known to me, and nobody once hears from you again. Caught me reciting passages from a beacon to the cosmos. That part always hits me directly. To quote my personal log, an essential passage. Right? Why, that's wonderful. I'm actually quite relieved a fellow customer. Others in Westport fail to perceive my true nature. I am hardly one of a reference you'll no doubt recognize from those keen Auntie's Choice commercials.
Under Protectorate law, we are bound to inform you that you have entered a recreant location.
Ha! The same one. You likely guessed their influence right off, what with my assertive attitude. You and I are just like him. Get up and go-getters. Say, did Auntie's Choice send you here? Don't fret, I am exceedingly skilled at keeping secrets. Oh, you're very good at playing dumb, aren't you? I suppose that can be quite useful. Now, do tell, what is the latest word from the field? Really? What was he like? Bold, assertive, with a wildly obstreperous theatrical air?
Because the matriarch herself designed
Is that so? Do tell me more.
and executes on it throughout
An audacious proposal. Yet this place, despite its recent humidity, hate to dash everyone's hopes. Suppose I am still part. Of course. Toodaloo.
terrible suffering. Poor dears didn't have the firm, benevolent hand of the sovereign to guide them. Here on Eden, we all enjoy the full luxury the paradigm affords us.
Place is not shooting the water anymore.
Contentment and plenty.
Visitors, huh? Just meandering about, free of any appointed minder? Not so sure I ought to be speaking with you. If you need someone to talk to hereabouts, I suggest you seek out Vigilant Hogarth. That tall, stately building back yonder is his domicile. Do hate to come off impolite. If you're so inclined, we can pick this up later, after you two confabulate. Word to the wise, despite what you might hear, we still consider ourselves part of the Protectorate. Anyone spots an outsider engaging in misdeeds might just open fire.
Exalted vigilant. We must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
The matriarch chose Eden.
I had a nightmare that the matriarch didn't gift us the paradigm. And we were left to scramble for purpose and profit like Auntie's workers.
Atmosphere and rich natural resources represent a fascinatingly complex ecological network. To govern it, the matriarch working with and through where, if each of us does our part, produces glorious bounty for all. Naturally, sometimes challenges do arise. Invasive species can unbalance even the most robust ecosystem, like those meddlesome raptidons or the individuals. To maintain it. Keep doing your job with pride. Keep informing all your neighbors. Safe as ever. But prudence dictates we can use extra added zeal for now, just to offset any minor disruption.
Well, it's infected. Medstone arrives soon, we'll have to start cutting.
Right now, the Paradigm needs our houses underwater. Hopefully it'll need them dry again someday, but until then, it's a short swim down to your possessions.
You can't fight contentment.
Word on the wireless is that Auntie's choice is years behind us sociologically. So may you realign with the paradigm.
Prudence dictates we maintain sufficient zeal at all times.
You walked in here under your own steam and appear reasonably free of cuts, burns, or weeping lesions. So, I assume you're presently devoid of more. Good. Because we've got more of that than we can handle. You haven't heard? When Antes invaded, they broke the seawall. Flooded nearly half. A number of our subjects drowned. Others got concussed, or even crushed. Took a while for our water purifier to catch up. So some drank tainted water, which is not good for you at all. I'm glad it's working again. Oh my. Once again, I find chance to thank the Sovereign for our perfect Just mentioning. No reason right now in particular. All right. You've returned.
Of course, it's part of the Sovereign's plan. He floods our houses, which makes more habitat for fish, which offers us more to eat, which gives us the strength to build new houses.
Greetings.
lists within Auntie's choice. Though don't
It is
fret.
my esteemed pleasure to welcome you to Westport, once a shining testament to protectorate excellence. But where are my manners? We do not have much, but please let me offer you some victuals. Serving Unit 1. Something for the
Confirm.
Perhaps you're wondering why I'd open my arms thusly for a stranger. Simple. As the guiding light for humankind, we always put our best foot forward, regardless of circumstance. Our society was built from the bedrock up through the vision of our matriarch. Due to her, we all work as a unified whole for the betterment of all. Unlike those corporate colonies, where it's every person for themselves. How dare you? The lower classes, as you... Why, we've even eradicated the drudgery of manual labor through our... That brings me to a matter I'd like to I believe something still can be done. This town can be saved. Its people given a reprieve. Were we to... What?
Comestibles served.
We of the Protectorate pride ourselves on our mech. We are not miracle workers, however. Without parts to work with, we've no hope of remaking our mechs to do tasks beyond their initial. We need repair mechs, domestic mechs, not combat ones. Serving Unit 1 here is about as much as can be accomplished without replacement parts. No, as I stated, as a harsh judgment looms in our imminent future for our cowardice or negligence, depending on the Arbiter's interpretation, I will certainly be executed. Yes, because my subjects need me. As Vigilant, Protectorate law finds us guilty of treason on account of letting Westport fall prey to Auntie's choice saboteurs. Well, obviously, we've forsaken our duties as members of the Protectorate. It is incumbent upon us to fight to the death. Now, either the Arbiters arrive to execute us, or this place falls under the vapid boot heel of Auntie's choice. No matter who wins, we cannot sustain ourselves here for long. My linguistic embellishments are somewhat beside the point. This here responsibility was mine. Disgrace and judgment should be mine solely as well. My intention is to absolve my subjects of... I owe it to every single person here to try. Wonderful. My unavoidable... The parts can be found at the Euphoria Coast Automech Repair Center to the south. But do not. To get inside, you will need an access pass from the Ministry of Accuracy. Since we have all been marked as traitors, I cannot create one for you here. Farewell now.
Fascinatingly complex ecological network. To govern it, the matriarch working with and through the sovereign.
Almost missed the routine search. Don't suppose you checked in with Vigilant Hogarth yet, eh? Oh, glad to hear. I mentioned to the Vigilant how I'd reset my chef mech to prepare meals to my liking. Next thing you know, he puts me in charge of repairing all the mechs in Westport. All the underlying logic's the same if you mull it over. I've been trained to run them big algae processing units, which were a fair amount more complex. Subjects are expected to mind their assigned area and particular forte. So I was a mite taken aback. But I am happy to help the system abide any way I am able. I think he's bearing up admirably given recent events. Which, of course, Hogarth's reliable as the Arcadian sun. I mean, I know it'll burn out in about 12 billion years and all, but considering our meager lifespan, that's plenty Not to indulge in idle talk, but things have been different around here of late. Not at all overwhelmed or terrified of dying, though, of course. Much to do, truly. Toughest we lose power to charge our mechs, this place is done for. Curativist Row is a fine sort, pillar of our community. Might impatient, sure, but with how busy she is, we'd all do well to respect her time. Watch out for talk your ear off if you let him. Kinda lonesome, but doesn't let anybody near his place for some reason. Even before the flood. Well, mech, the comp, and the right parts.
And the sovereign embodied executes on it. Throughout human societies were constantly out of balance.
If you need something, kindly make it quick. Hazel should get you sorted right quick, assuming she has to. She's right between the barracks and the main gate. Can't miss her.
Howdy there. You'd think that a fully stocked auto mechanical repair center would have auto. Trouble is, a bunch of supplies went missing recently, right around the time the quartermech completed a routine inventory. As a matter of fact, yes. Recently, when the crates by the wall got too...
I'd gather that their automech programming is just as rigid as the rest of their society. Meaning, this automech didn't misplace.
Logic can be a funny thing, you understand. One misstep can have the most peculiar results. Doubtful. Zeranium affects their aggression and targeting subroutines. The quartermech is my responsibility. Claim whatever parts you require from the missing supplies, and we'll call the matter settled. Delphinia's lab would be the place to search. We use it for storage, and our records indicate... I assume you two have met already? Delphinia? Best of luck in your search.
My erstwhile assistant returns. Now that you mention it, there was one after several firm remonstrations. I told it the interior of this building is until a more...
You are the raw material for perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilant, we must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate.
Outside.
We're all in this together.
I just feel bad for them. It's either
Outsider. Well, look who it is. What is it? Speak your mind. That is most excellent. Please, hand them over. Thank you. I know community service can be a foreign concept. Once our automechs are all running again, we'll have Westport back on track in no time. Thanks again.
Produces glorious bounty for all. Naturally, sometimes challenges do arise.
Welcome back to my chapel of fear and futility.
Carr mentioned this place once. Trained up arbiters to kill without remorse. Can't think what that education entailed.
Entering a hostile zone. Enemies detected. Please exercise caution.
Graph's ready if you need a house call.
Grenade?
Arbiter Nebs, the words are a song to my ears. This, no doubt, is the opportunity I have long awaited. These hapless recruits arrived just before the invasion. No sooner had they set down their bags than their instructors were called to warfare. I read the fear, the uncertainty in their faces. And I knew, as this outpost's primary practice target replacement technician, I alone could teach them. They see me as their leader, their arbiter. I will not fail. Should the invasion breach our defenses, I will stand proudly at the vanguard, shoot to kill, and lead them to victory.
must say, I have many residents. Not a totally baseless idea.
That should totally be annihilated, just like all capitalist propaganda. Praise the matriarch!
Prudence dictates we cherish all we have and defend it.
Nature made apples, but Auntie Fizzles made them better with Auntie Cleo's patented
Hello. You must be a new... This whole capitalism thing isn't so dreadful after all. They even allowed me a choice here to do some fishing.
Since that day, my thoughts have never been the same.
Nice weather we have been having. Or not having. Goodbye.
Greetings. Something new to report? Ah, well, then here are your rewards, per earlier terms discussed. I trust you'll find it all. Return with the remaining 5 volumes to complete the set, and I shall provide you the...